All right. Well, so the first question I'm going to ask is, how are you? I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. Almost 34, but I'm feeling young, feeling fit, and I'm excited about that people are still interested in me playing football in Taiwan, especially in the first division. Okay, and that's a good response because the next question I'm going to ask you is, what kind of training have you been doing recently? Well, honestly, we've COVID-19 is wreaking havoc. It's not making life easy in Taiwan, but overall, I'm I'm taking a little bit of a break right now in terms of the weight room stuff. Once the gym opens back up, I'll be doing what I usually do, is weight training 4 days a week, always making sure I train legs, and then lots of running. If I don't play football, I'm running on the elliptical or something like that in the gym for 1 hour. And I was pretty fit in my last season for Dato, so I expect I can keep that fitness up. Been running a lot the last 2 days. I was running about an hour per day, and trying to get to do more stretching. But right now there's going to be a little bit of a break before the season, so I'm going to use this time to kind of heal up a little bit. Always trying to listen to the body. I train at least 5 days a week, I'd say, but I always make sure to take off at least one. And I'm a little bit older, so I need to listen to my body. But I think that I feel like I'm young, but I make sure I don't push it too hard. Perfect. Great response. So the next thing I want to ask you is, what are some of your strengths as a goalkeeper? Well, as a goalkeeper, I feel that I'm very good in the air. I really worked at that. I used to be quite weak, but now I feel pretty dominant in controlling my box. But I'm also getting better at protecting the 18 and the space near the goal, and forcing teams to go out wide more, making sure they can't do through balls that are deep, close to my box. So I'm able to take away opportunities by doing that. But then also I think I'm good on my angles, one-on-ones. I'm a shot-stopping keeper, and I'm proud of that. Okay, perfect. Yeah, we agree. You look pretty dominant in a lot of those matches. But we are curious about some of the weaknesses too. Yeah, I have my flaws, and you've seen the tape probably. I need to work on distribution. I don't kick the ball long enough, and I'm still working on that all the time. And I've added distance to it, and but to me is I'm not the best with big long side swipe kicks and things like that, which you see with Pan Wingzi or Shingan from Dato. But to me, there's talented players on my team, and so I'm going to do short passes to them, throws, things like that, keep it simple, because they have the talent to do something great with the ball. And so I'm not going to make mistakes because I'm trying to do something that I'm not. I'm going to keep it simple and let my teammates do the work, because they're more skilled at that stuff than I am. But that's kind of my philosophy, is I try to hide those weaknesses and showcase my strengths, being a shot-stopping keeper that makes it hard to get close to my goal. Yeah, perfect. Now, we talked about weaknesses, and so the next thing we're curious about is about a bad moment in football. And what did you learn from it? Well, the one game that really haunts me was a match against. Well, I was playing for Royal Blues, and we were playing against Mingchuan. And Mingchuan was really good at that time. They were, I think, 7th or 8th that season, but they had beat Tai Power that match before. They were ready, they were fit, they were playing the best football I'd seen them play for a long time. And that match, we had a lot of our best players on the pitch for Royal Blues. I thought we were going to win it. And I don't know if it was just I wasn't fit enough or it just wasn't my day, but they came down, they scored, and then the Royal Blues, we scored, but then they just kept on scoring, and then we would score, and then I'd get scored on again. So it's like I couldn't keep my team in the game, and that felt really bad, because that's got to be deflating when you score a goal. You work hard for a goal, and then you get scored on almost right away. And that was a tough experience for me, because usually I feel that I make mistakes, but usually I think I play well enough where that one mistake, it's okay, because not okay, but it's almost excusable, because I'd made great plays in other areas of the game. But that one was really tough because I mean they scored 6 goals, which shows you they had 6 shots at least. But I really feel that I could have made a couple plays, and that could have been the difference to us tying or maybe even winning. And I mean, we didn't play well enough defensively, but I didn't do anything to make myself be better than an average keeper, and that bothers me when I'm average. But from then, I've learned to be more fit, working on angles, more more communication, and sometimes you just have a bad day. Okay, yeah, I mean that's fine. We all have rough days, and we've seen you have a lot of good days, and which is why you're here and why we're interested in you. Okay, now why Penghu? Why are you interested in our club? Well, you were talking about this before, and I love the outlying islands, and I'm really fascinating to see the first non-Taiwanese island team compete, and I believe in Penghu. It's a nice community. I like Datong. I wanted to keep on playing there for the rest of my career. They actually told me that they were going to start looking for younger keepers, and so I think that we had both reached the end. They're doing their youth movement, and I still want to play in the first division. So, but I look forward to Penghu because with Datong, I was a little bit more part-time. I was teaching, but I look forward to Penghu because I enjoy what you're building here. I've seen you grow from a club that got into second division, qualified, and then now in the first division, and that's exciting, and I want to be a part of that. And I love Penghu. I love how it's quiet. You can focus on football, and I look forward to be a resident here. Okay, yeah, perfect. And so that kind of leads into my next question: is what kind of role do you expect here? Well, to me, when I was at Datong, I trained like I could be the first keeper at any day. If Xing'an got hurt, I was ready. And if he needed a break, if he was injured, I was going to come and do my thing. But that we also kind of realized that even if I was playing really, really well, I wasn't able to get to all the trainings, and so I was just going to typically be a backup goalkeeper, and I was very happy with that role. I was happy to help Xing'an, and I learned a lot, and I got better. With this team, I'm going to take the same mentality because I'm older, and I want to help younger keepers grow up and become better. But I also want to be the first keeper if there's that chance. And I understand that Penghu has had a club for over a year, and I don't want to come in and say I'm going to play every single minute. Because I respect that you've had guys here that help get the team to where it's at, but I'll be ready to play any game that I get put in. That's a perfect answer. Thank you. Now, the next thing is salary. And I'm kind of curious, what are you looking for in terms of a monthly salary? Well, for me, at Datong, my minimum salary at first was $15,000 a month, but I had moved up all the way until almost $25,000. So for me, I wasn't going to every single training session, and I would expect at minimum $25,000, and then I'd need to hear about your bonuses, what are the bonuses allowed, and to me, because I'm going to be here and I'm going to be training every single day, and I'm ready to go, and that's a salary I see a lot of others taking, and so $25,000 I think is a fair amount. Okay, and perfect. But in terms of salary, you're talking about bonuses. Are there any other questions you may have? Well, in terms of bonuses, that can get kind of complicated. I would guess if you don't mind just sending me an email and I could take a look at that, that'd be fantastic. But the biggest thing I'm curious about is what is Penghu's grassroots approach? What's it going to do with its youth teams? Well, that's a nice question. Yes. Well, we're planning on trying to really develop our youth here in Penghu. I mean, it's gonna take some time, but the goal is eventually, in a decade or so, have 50% or more of our players actually be from Penghu. And so, we're working with 2 high schools right now, and then a good amount of middle schools. And we're actually trying to get all the different small islands where they might have a couple kids on them, trying to get boats and things like that to get them to train 3 or 4 times a week. we're trying to make this a community thing, and we're going to build youth teams just like everybody else. Wow, that's really, really interesting. Thank you. Well, that's about it. This is all the questions we have for you, so we're going to be in touch, okay, Luke?